Hoover.
Right. Just make sure we get Mr. Fella right here. They harassing us right now. Trying to run us off of Galleria property. So we're looking for the media right now. And we're gonna move the press conference to City Hall. Got cops everywhere. Let's see him.
I see that.
Look at them. See, they've repositioned themselves. So they know about our press conference. And they're saying that we can't be on mall property. So they following us around, chasing us around to make sure we don't sit down and post up anywhere. So we are looking for the media. We're gonna pull up on them, let them know the change of plans, and then we're gonna go over to City Hall. So if y'all can just spread that information that we are going to City Hall for the press conference, we really appreciate it. I'm gonna leave this on for a second because when they come back around, I'm gonna want y'all to see just how thick it is.
I don't see any.
I don't see him. Is this the only?
No, call us.
And whoever put me in this group, take me out.
Take me out of it too. Fuck that shit. What the fuck y'all doing? Get
Man, that's too much. All that chat, please.
Ain't talking about nothing. Get your ass out here.
Y'all take me out of that mess. Look here, police. Hold on. Let me flip this bad boy around. How do I do this, Frank?
Hit.
Which one? Oh, that one. All right, so we got Mr. Hoover PD coming up. Hold on. Man, this is insane, man.
Hey.
Is there a car number on him? You seen any TV cameras? Okay. Well, he said we can't have the press conference here. That's what he just told us, we can't have the press conference here. I understand. I love the explanation why you're here. You know what I'm saying? He told us to leave and we just pulled on off. We're just patrolling. Yeah. All right. We're just riding around looking for the media so we can tell them we're moving.
To see if he saw the media, so we can let him know what we're doing. You seen the media, man? Sir?
What? Where are they?
Y'all can't do a conference. I said
we just said we just looking for the media.
So we tell them where we going.
That's just what we. We're looking for them so we can leave, sir.
Hey, find the media so we can get out of here, man. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
JC Penney's, yeah.
We're gonna leave here. We're just trying to find them. Thank you. Look at this shit. Man, I need to stop cursing. I'm just saying, and I can't get no man. Carol, hey, we gotta move. They saying we can't do it here. We gonna go to City Hall. Yeah, they're saying we can't do it here. Hey, dear. Good. We gotta go to City Hall. The security
can't do a press conference.
said we can't do a press conference here.
We're gonna try to be complicit if we can. Why we can? That's gonna end. We ain't gonna be complicit. We gonna do what we wanna do. The little security guy just came up and said it. And I don't understand why we don't speak.
We gonna go to City Hall. We're definitely going to City Hall. We were just trying to find all the media people so we could let y'all know. Going to City Hall. All we're doing is trying to wait till the media come and we're going to leave and go to City Hall.
Stuff. You know, we're trying to spare y'all. This is for peace. This ain't nothing about that. But if you make it hard for us, we're going to make it hard for you. If there ain't no more kids, we stepping up, okay? My name's Frank Matthews. Don't get it wrong. And I ain't come to play. The kids been playing with y'all.
You know me, you know my mother, you know my family.
Who are your family?
My mother, Nancy, family director, bank side of Shelby County, actively getting Birmingham her whole life. I'm with y'all. I'm with y'all.
Well, why we can't? We just have a press conference there. Why you got
Well, he just doing his job, but I'm saying
because we got the media here, and watch it, we have to change it so the media be going somewhere else. We should just be able to do that. That ain't a big call, Mr. Parker. You know it, that.
Hey.
But if you under pressure, understand.
They just have to cross the street. That's it.
We cross the street, we be in somebody else's area. That's somebody else's property.
Let me go talk to them.
Okay.
thank you. That's awesome. Hey, y'all sit tight. He gonna go talk to somebody for us. Good man, good man.
Already pulled up at City Hall.
He done already pulled up at City Hall. This must be him. Is that the one we trying to get to step down? What's your name?
Y'all told me you very well know.
What's his name?
Our kids been protesting tonight. Whatever financial is done to you, we can't help that. So we got to deal with what we got to deal. Tomorrow we're going to do the letter.
This the mall manager. This the one I want to step down. This is the one I want to resign because he chose Black Friday sales over a life. This is the man right here that said, you know what? It's way more important for us to shut down a proper investigation. It's yeah, whatever. Frank making a deal right now for me to get the camera all off the dude. These are some of the things we have to do to make peace. Oh, there's some more officers coming. I ain't filming. Oh.
How you doing, huh?
I'm good. How are you? So they gonna let us have a press conference tonight?
I don't know.
All right. So I just want y'all to know we do have friends out here as well.
Come on to the mall. We're going to do it away from the mall and the JC Penney side.
All right. Frank brokered a deal. We gonna get to stay here. We gonna get to stay here. So y'all, we are gonna stay right here at City Hall. I'm sorry, at the Galleria, and we're gonna hold our press conference here. Sorry for giving all these mixed directions and whatnot, but we are on the J.C. Penney side, Riverchase Galleria. And it looks like we got a whole bunch of people that are interested in what we have to say, or they interested in us leaving. Anyway, it goes without saying we gonna light the Galleria up like a Christmas tree tonight. Well, I ain't gonna say that. I'm gonna defer to whatever the young people want to do. But yes, sir. I like that. I like that right there. So y'all look for the Harriet Tubman truck with B2 Galleria by J.C. Penney. All right. It's cold in the shade. It's cold in the shade. We right here. That's perfect. That's perfect. So we are waiting on Mr. Carlos to pull up. In the meantime, they're having an impromptu meeting. Now let me tell you guys a little something about exactly what we're calling for. We are asking for the mayor of Hoover to resign. We're asking the chief of police to resign. And we're asking that gentleman over there in the blue suit who just came out and said he is the mall manager. We want him to resign as well for the simple fact, I'm sorry, hold on, camera messing up. For the simple fact that he is the one that said, you know what, it is way better for us to have profits on Black Friday than it is for us to secure the mall, investigate the scene properly, and allow justice to be served. If you guys will remember, they after they said that they were 100% sure, first they said they were 100% sure, and then reopened the mall and they found a gun. They found a pistol later after they reopened. So I have said since day one that they chose profits over the life of a young man. So until he steps down, we ain't gonna stop. Carlos and Eli just got here. And we getting ready to announce some really interesting information. Yeah, Carlos going over there. Carlos!
What's up, bro?
Everybody getting suited and booted. Getting ready to get this show on the road. We got some supporters out here. I don't know who is who, but I do know what's what. See, this the meeting to get things straight. I'm gonna keep a safe distance. Allow them to talk. Because we know Carlos and Eli and Frank are going to come tell us what they're talking about, but I don't want to interrupt or interfere and make these guys stop talking. Whatever they said, looks like it's all good.
But understand, they are just listening. I'm just here for this press conference. They do. They do. Call Louis.
What's happening, New York?
What's up, man? How's it going?
Hey, y'all. Where do you want to be? And I'll put
We
the
gonna do
phone
right
so nobody can drive up on y'all, okay?
Appreciate you. We're gonna be that truck is framing up where we're gonna be.
All right, I'm going to put some cones right here to come off these two alleys.
Really appreciate you,
You're
sir.
very welcome. Well, I'll say it. I'm not even in my car that has the
All right,
cones.
so great job.
That ain't Durges.
It looks like it.
He don't look nothing like
They
it.
can get jerseys, I can get them hoodies, and I can't get one. What's up with that?
Let me put my
I got the strong
video.
on this one right here, man.
From Carlos?
Yeah,
That
man.
joker don't give away nothing.
Nothing.
Don't hide 44.
I ain't gonna hide it. My head getting cold for a minute. I'm like, I need to put this hood on for a second. All right, so do y'all mind telling everybody what was said in the meeting and what we need to be doing?
No, Carlos thing. I'm just assisting.
You mind if we put this on here real quick before you get
Yes, sir.
Get this on. That all closed off.
Being very helpful right here. Really appreciate you, sir. I'm gonna tell you when they're acting right, and I'm gonna tell them when they're acting wrong.
You're definitely the only one that's actually been trying to help us this whole entire ordeal.
Okay. Okay.
Only one. Since the
Okay.
very beginning, McDuff is the only one that's actually been here, like, you know what I'm saying, giving us, actually, it's like supporting us for real, for real.
Right.
Like, when McDuff ain't around, nigga, we don't really feel safe
Right.
unless he here.
Right.
All right, guys.
Well, y'all, that's a good man right there. They speaking up for you over here. Yeah. All right, y'all, I'm getting ready to flip off in just a second. Y'all gonna have to either tune in to BRC or CBS 42 or something. Oh, okay. Well, somebody is gonna hold the video.
Thank you.
You still mad at me?
Oh, I don't understand that now. Thank you.
Hey, Karen, everybody, when y'all kind of paying off Obama a little bit to make sure that everything is you guys good. I know when y'all do your wide shots good. I know y'all go up close, you gotta do what you gotta do. Try to get as much of that as you can. And I will speak to the letter from the EJ's grave that's here. What's the kill part of it?
You all ready? Hang on, let's give it your first.
Carlos, can you go ahead and say something on this one so we get about to?
Carlos Chambers, C-A-R-L-O-S, last name C-H-A-V-E-R-S-T. Good.
We're good, Mr. Chambers. What would you like to say?
All right, so we're members of the Justice League, and we called this press conference today to basically we gave the city of Hoover a moratorium. We basically told them an ultimatum. We asked them to charge this officer, the officer involved in the shooting death of EJ Bradford on November 22nd at 9:52. It's been almost 2 weeks since that incident has happened, and we still don't know who the officer is that's involved. We don't know anything about that officer, anything at all, because tape has been released, and this officer's name has not been released. We asked them to charge this officer. If not, we would go ahead and release the information, release who the officer is, and let everybody know what's going on, because we feel this officer is a hindrance to the public. This officer is a killer. He's a murderer. When you look at the autopsy report that the family had done privately on yesterday, we saw that EJ was actually shot 3 times. Once in the back of the head, once in the back of the neck, and once in the lower back. That is not right, and we are looking for justice. So with that, we wanted to kind of let you all know that seeing as we could not get cooperation from law enforcement or media, and with a sense of responsibility to not, seeing as we could not get cooperation from law enforcement nor media, and with a sense of responsibility to not intentionally or unintentionally slander anyone, we're asking members of the public, before we put out the officer's name, anybody that's out there, part of the public, that was actually here at the Riverchase Galleria when this happened, we want you all to step forward. We want you all to say, yes, this was the officer that was involved in this incident. Yes, this is the officer that was there that night. Yes, this is the officer that actually shot and killed EJ. We are more than confident in the information that we have. The name that we're getting ready to release before you all.
Is this better, you guys?
We have done our research. We are confident that this is the officer. What I will release to you all today is a photo of the officer and his name. We have the address of this officer. We have his parents' address in Montgomery. We know where he could be hiding. We already know all of that. So, so I'm gonna let Albert actually speak to that point.
In an effort to be sure that we do not slander anyone, in an effort to make sure that we are not held liable or doxing laws or whatnot, what we're basically saying is that we're confident that this information is correct. However, we are asking the public to call the DA's office. We are asking the public to call the office of Attorney Rodney Barganier and let them know what you saw, and if you can confirm what we believe, that this is the shooter. So we are not definitively saying that we're held responsible for this. You have to understand that attorneys have given us advice and told us there are things that we can say, can't say, and how we should say it, okay?
And we might add as well that we've been had this name all the time. We waited on Mr. Murphy, the counselor, to say that they were gonna release the video. So since they didn't release the video, we see no problem with releasing the name that we're about to release. So if y'all wanna do it all or no, we're gonna do it partial and partial. And so that's what Mr. Carlos is finna do now, because y'all didn't do what you said you're gonna do. So again, the onus is on Hoover, because we're gonna win the battle of Bull Hoover.
All right. And so with that, we're gonna proceed with what we perceive and what we know with the certainty that we have who is the officer here in this case. And also let you all know too, this morning we called the Hoover Police asking about this actual officer in question, and when we were asking about this actual officer, the department themselves were kind of getting a little defensive about it. You know, we just simply asked, what shift did this particular officer work? And their response was, what do you want to know that for? When we called 2 weeks ago asking about the shift of one of their officers, Hoover did not have a problem letting us know what shift that particular officer worked. When we called for this particular officer in question, they asked us, what do we want to know that information for? And went further to say, let me get your name and we'll have him to give you a call. When I went further to try to push them, say, I don't want his name, I just want to know what shift he works. I want to be able to send him some flowers or whatever I can. They would not give that information up. And the officer in question His name is David Alexander. That is the person that we believe.
What's his name?
David Alexander.
David Alexander. What's his name?
David Alexander.
What's his name?
David Alexander.
What's his name?
David Alexander.
What's his name?
David Alexander.
Who do we think killed EJ?
David Alexander.
Who do we think killed EJ?
David Alexander. David Alexander is who we believe is the murderer of EJ Emantic Bradford Jr. And with that, we'll entertain your questions. But moving forward, we are prepared to show up at David Alexander's home. We're prepared to show up at David Alexander's parents' home in Montgomery. We're prepared to show up at David Alexander's family's home and his wife's home in Prattville, Alabama, until we get justice and our answers are met and our demands are met. There is a murderer on the loose. We got a suspect who is charged with attempted murder, but we don't have the actual person that should be charged with actual murder.
3 times in the back.
3 times, while he was not even facing the officer.
For those of you on Facebook, you may want to put in your search bar, Hoover Police Department. What was it?
David Alexander.
Hoover Police Department, David Alexander, and a article from the Hoover Sun will pull up, and that's where his picture is. He's standing to the right.
And I'm gonna show you all the picture that we have of David Alexander, who was sworn in August 22nd, 2017.
If I remember correctly, he had been in 2 police departments prior.
David Alexander served with the UAB Police Department for 3 years, and he served with the Montevallo Police Department for 3 years.
And I might share this. The other night, I was on radio with Sheila Smoot, and there's a cop by the name of Matt who works for the Birmingham Police Department, and he's on air disc jockey up there. He called in and said Hoover shouldn't be responsible, and then he confused himself and said they should be, because this Moody, you can talk with Summit Group and find out who he is. I don't know him, but that's his nickname. He called it. He is a cop. He's real. Birmingham Police. He said he know the cop, and this cop has character issues, and that Hoover should not be blamed for his character issues. And he went on to say on live radio that this officer had red flags from 2 other departments. Now that's what it said. I have the video from that call in, requested from Summit Media. They have it. Again, his name is Matt, and we tried to work with him to disclose and help us out. He didn't want to. So again, he can validate it if he wants to, that this is indeed the person. He called in with that information. Go right ahead, sir.
And one thing that we are requesting, so there is a commission by the name of the Alabama Peace Officers Standards and Training Commission. That commission actually deals with all officers in the state of Alabama. Any officer, their credentials, their entire records are kept with the Alabama Peace Officers Standards and Training Commission. We're asking for the credentials and the records of David Alexander and Chief Nick Durzis and also Captain Greg Richter. We want their entire profiles. We're calling on the Alabama Peace Officers Standards and Training Commission, and it's actually a part of Rule Chapter in their chapter book number 5, where they have to let us know this information if we request it formally through a letter. So we're going to send a letter out to the Commissioner, Executive Secretary, who is Chief R. Allen Benefield. We're going to send a letter out by tomorrow requesting officially those records and documents so that we will be able to have a better look at who these officers were while they were here in Hoover and prior to them coming to Hoover.
Mr. Sheriff, why not let the process go ahead and play out and for Hoover and Elliot look different and see if charges could be formally brought?
Because, Alan, I'm fed up. I'm fed up, Alan, because this is what the whole narrative is. Let it play out. Let it play out. You can't let it play out when you continuously be lied to. All right? As simple as that. They lied. The police lied, and they still lied. And it's simple as that. And so when you have police that are going on almost 2 weeks, and we don't have anything, we don't have nothing to work with. So no, we're not waiting on this process to play out. They've had all the time. That, for instance, the police knew who Aaron Brown was the night of the killing. Yet they still coming out asking us to help them find him. When they never did give us a name, but yet they found who he was.
But they do that with every homicide investigation that I've
Carol,
covered.
when you cover stories, you always report. If there's a suspect on the loose, law enforcement have no problem giving that suspect's name and helping us to identify. I can pull up articles now that you've read where,
It's half and half.
regardless, it still should have been if the media, if they came out asking us to help them locate this suspect, they should have identified him to the general public. Simple as that.
But most homicide investigations that I've covered take longer than 2 weeks. So what do you think? Why do you think this one should be faster?
It's so most homicide, regardless of the if we know who the suspected person is, that information is always given. When you all the stories you cover, as soon as we know who the suspect is, as soon as you know who so you're telling me you withheld suspect information.
I'd say the police withhold suspect information. While
That's
they're
not what I'm
doing
saying.
the
As soon
case.
as you knew who the suspect was, you reported that, right?
We can't until formal charges are filed.
Well, let's speak to this notion. First of all, you need to change the grammar as it relates to this whole scenario across this country. Because the word let it play out, that's a bad word. Play. Kids play. So change the narrative in your word. And us as African Americans being shot down from 10 to 40, 35, that's the jargon that we hear across the country. Let it play out. We played out with Trump with Martin, no conviction. We played out with Mike Brown, no conviction. All instances, 99 point, you use the same terminology. Eradicate the word play from this whole scenario, because that's exactly what they toying with us, they playing with us, they trying to let things go cold and to scare people, but we're not going away because we are 100% not a bluff, we're not playing. So don't even continue to put that word that asked us to let it play out from a media standpoint. That's the wrong word and the wrong narrative.
And more importantly, it's time for us to have a conversation, because as everybody, as Alan was saying about let it play out, that's all that means is let's follow the policies and procedures. Well, that's what needs to change, the policies and procedures. The fact that we can't know any information in this case because of a policy and procedure is an issue. So we have to take a deeper look into the policies and procedures as it pertains to how these investigations are ran.
And the thing we want to ask the federal government, the Justice Department, and we are appealing definitely for them to come in, though we don't have any necessarily faith in it. Why is it every time it's police, blacks kill blacks, but it's never this long scenario, let it play out? You go get them, you pick them up, you arrest them, and the DA has got a true bill for them before the grand jury, before the ink is even dry. So why is it that if the police officers across America work for the citizens, why are they more important and hid and sheltered when it's them? We're not hid and sheltered. A guy kills a guy, black, and maybe he was killing to save his life. Y'all put his picture across so his nephews or the one that was killed, his brothers, his sisters, auntie, comfort him. Y'all put him up there so they can comfort him. But when there's a police officer, y'all want to protect him. Now, who is the most important person, the citizen or the police? I think we got it twisted. Because y'all don't even get the discovery why the little boy killed the other little boy, and you plaster him all, and the next thing you know, he's shot up, a family member shot up, a drive-by is done on his house because they made a decision to give y'all his name, his face, his age, and puts him out there. Where is his justice? Where is his justice? He's still a suspect until convicted. A true bill from a jury with a preliminary and a arraignment is not guilt. And y'all take the jury, that these boys that do shoot somebody, if they have any kind of alibi, y'all take the jury pool that come from Jefferson County and all the other counties surround us, and he is convicted before he hits the jury. Now change the whole narrative, how you deal with us. That's what we want. And so that's why we're standing up in the Jefferson County, Hoover metropolitan area, because as Dr. King was told by Fred Lee Shuttlesworth, he said if we stop Bull in Birmingham, we change the world. So now we have Bull Hoover, and we intend in Bull Hoover, Birmingham, to stop Bull Hoover in this mess so that all police agencies will understand through protest and boycott, you would think and long and hard before you shoot down another black man, especially in the back. That's what this is about.
Alan, we're trying to assist the investigation.
Make
We're
no
not
doubt
trying to
about
hamper it. We're not trying to hurt it. If the media, if the Hoover Police Department, if Aaliyah is not willing to give information so that people can step forward, there may be somebody at home watching this right now, and they scroll to Facebook and they say, yeah, that is the guy that shot EJ. Or somebody calls and says, no, that's not him. Basically, we're trying to get information out so that it's properly vetted, because nobody else will do it. All right? Then second of all, to the point of as far as procedure is concerned, Carol, let me ask you this. How many murder scenes are released after 4 or 5 hours?
Most of them.
Yeah, not in the hood. Not in the hood. I know for a fact in Titusville, they have held a house up for a week while they were getting evidence. That is a fact. That is a fact.
Most of the scenes we go out on, as soon as the coroner's office just removes the body, they take them.
In a house?
Yeah.
Or in a mall?
Well, who asked in the house?
Okay, well, listen, I have no problem saying when I'm wrong. How about in a mall where there are several different department stores where anybody could have run in and out? We did see a gun was thrown out after the mall was open. So I question Hoover and I question the Galleria as to what their true motives are. Is it profits or is it life?
And Mr. Shavers, if I could speak to Mr. Bradford Sr., and I'm through with this. This is my last words. Yesterday, all media that was there, you heard him say, and in this press conference, the police officer that killed my son is watching it. He's probably at home with his children watching this press conference. And that's why Mr. Chavez was at his ends with, should I or should I not release this name? So now that we put this name, we're putting the honest again back on the Hoover Police Department, confirmed for the family, for Mr. EJ Bradford, that he'll have to do another press conference and wondering when he's at Burger King, when he's at McDonald's, where he won't be at this mall out here in Hoover, definitely won't be at Galleria, I hope nobody else. But wherever he's at, that he won't be close to this man, because guess what? If they have a chance meeting by happenstance, he can be fidget thinking that Mr. Bradford knows him and he does something to him. Because he's a killer. He killed his son in Cowboy days. You killed your son, you killed your daddy. Okay? So we plead with the Hoover Birmingham Police Department and the mayor and Mr. Murphy that you do your due diligence in fairness. From the press conference on yesterday, when Mr. Bradford looked in that camera and said, I know you're probably watching.
And let me reiterate one last time, this is, there are a lot of curious people out here, but I really don't care about who wants to know what and who's interested in what details. We want you to call the DA. We want you to call the Hoover Police Department. We want you to call Aaliyah. You don't have to call us. We don't have to know these things. But in order for a proper investigation to go down, people need to know faces, people need to know names, people need to know that their next door neighbor may be a menace to society.
And for those that are watching that know information, as I was saying, we're asking you all to call the DA's office, and that telephone number is 205-325-5252. Again, 205-325-5252. Anybody with any information on alleged killer, Mr. David Alexander, we're asking that you please step forward and let the help assist with this investigation, and let the district attorney's office know what you know, and call Aaliyah and let them know what you know as well.
Mr. Chairman, do you have a protest plan tonight? And
do you protest it every single day? The funeral is over. There's not a day that we're taking off from protests.
Along those lines, I heard about people inside the mall, even outside the mall, who feel like it's not their fault. We feel like they're victims and sort of being punished by the protesting people.
Well, they should feel like victims. That's how EJ is a victim. EJ can't come back. We're more so worried about a mall and somebody not being able to make a couple of dollars, rather than a life that has been taken away, literally a life, a family that cannot spend Christmas or any other holiday with their loved one. But yet you worried about a mall being open and a few people being misconvenienced.
Y'all were worried about that Thanksgiving night, and you've been worried about it every day since. You've been worried about this mall. Not about the family. You've been worried about this mall.
And this mall, what we've done to this mall, it's not what we've done to the mall, it's what the mall did to EJ as the reason that this mall ain't making no money.
That's right.
That's why the mall ain't making no money.
They ate him up
We
big.
don't even have to come back to the mall. Yesterday when we were in this mall, we were basically protesting to ourselves because there was not a soul in this mall. There was nobody in this mall last night. We went to every store. We couldn't find not one person in Old Navy. We couldn't find not one person in Macy's. We couldn't find not one person in any of these stores. And the stores that were open, they closed them down as soon as they saw our faces coming around 7:30. This is not a game. It's not a game. We're going to continue. We know where the chief lives. We're going to show up in Alabaster on Independence Drive at the chief's house until we get some justice for this family. It's sad that Hoover don't want to tell anybody anything. Hoover is aiding and abetting the cover-up. You look at their officers don't even wear name tags anymore. They took the name tags off. They don't even have badge numbers on their badges. We can't even identify.
We can't tell you if somebody messes. We can't tell you who it is if we're harassed. Come on, what kind of sense does that make? Does that not speak to the intent of the Hoover Police Department? That they have taken their badges off and they don't show their badge numbers? Come on.
And as we said before, we are still prepared to protest anywhere in the city of Hoover. We were at Sam's Club last night, totally unexpected. We shut Sam's down. We were at the movie theater 2 nights ago, totally unexpected. Shut the movie theater down. We will be at the schools if we have to. And the reason that we say the schools, because schools are not mutually excluded. There were a lot of Hoover High School students at the mall when this happened. For instance, my brother attended Hoover High School, and he was here at the mall when this shooting took place. He's not excluded from having to know the realities of what's going on in this country, all right? My grandmother, right now, is 74 years old. Years ago at 65, she left school at Parker High School to march downtown Birmingham where they had dogs and hose pipes on them in the children's march. Our students, those students at Hoover High School deserve to know what's going on in America. They deserve to know that this is the same thing that happened in 1965. They deserve to know because what the narrative that because I talked to my brother, I talked to other students at Hoover. What they're telling the students at Hoover, that those people are teaching them about this situation is that EJ should not have had a gun in the mall to begin with. They're literally making EJ out to be a bad person. That's why you got students over there saying what we're doing is wrong because they're painting a completely false and just totally unwrong narrative about who EJ was and what happened here at the mall.
Are you, the Hoover Police Department totally acknowledges your right to protest and anywhere. But they know in a statement they said you will not be allowed on school property. So do you plan
it's public property. Just as we're able to.
No, they specifically said you will not be allowed on school property.
They can specifically say whatever they want to, but the specifically saying anything does not negate what the actual Constitution says.
Right.
There's not a constitutional law that says that we cannot be on school property. If you find one in the Constitution, show me and we will abide by it because we are law-abiding citizens. But if you cannot point out in the Constitution where it says that we cannot be on the school property, we will be on the school property.
Do you plan to be there today?
We're going to plan to be there whenever. Just be on alert whenever we're going to be there. You're going to be alerted.
Let me speak to
And it's
one
not.
last
Okay,
thing.
go ahead.
Today, we are asking people all over the world, to call Aaliyah offices all over the state of Alabama. We want you to be calm. We want you to be patient. We want you to understand that you'll probably be sitting on hold for a little while, but we're going to jam up these phones and we're going to calmly and patiently ask for justice. And we're going to ask, when is Aaliyah going to release the video? We will continue to escalate our activities. We plan to jam up the phone lines with City Hall tomorrow. We plan to jam up the phone lines at every auxiliary of Hoover, the city of Hoover tomorrow, call the city council offices, and jam up those phones all day long, asking them justice for EJ. And Carlos brought up a very interesting point that I have wanted to highlight this entire time. And that is the participation of young people in this movement.
Right.
My generation, my peers are wondering what's going on, just like my parents told them, don't go downtown.
So did.
It was young people that led that movement.
Earn it.
It's young people that lead this movement. And us old people are behind them 100%.
Any other questions?
I think that'll do it, sir.
Carlos, with everything that happened yesterday with Aaliyah saying that they don't want any more information released, do you think it's time that state legislators start weighing in since this is a state investigation?
Absolutely. This is a time, this is a moment for everybody to get involved. We need to start reaching out to the House Minority Leader, Mr. Anthony McDaniels. We need to reach out to the Speaker of the House. We need to reach out to the Senate Pro Tem. We need to reach out to literally everybody we need to and everybody we can. The governor's office. The governor has been silent on this. Our Senator Doug Jones has been silent on this. Doug Jones was in a picture with April Pipkins, the mother of EJ Bradford, but yet he has not said anything. Right. He came to her job at Home Depot and was in a picture with her. He's on her Facebook page. Yet he has not said one word about this entire situation. It's not right. We have heard from Congresswoman Terry Sewell, but we have not heard from anybody else. It's kind of crazy that everybody got an opinion except when it's an officer-involved shooting.
As well as no public officials from Hoover that attended the funeral. Not Murphy, not the mayor, not no one. We don't understand that. You negotiate a peace agreement, there wasn't really no peace at all.
Would they have been welcome?
Yeah, they've been welcome. They just like us. Whether you welcome or not, you go. We ain't welcome in the Galleria, but we still going because it's the purpose. It's the purpose. If you do the due diligence and the truth didn't come out, what actually happened in the press conference there at the Westin Hotel where we had the family said, we didn't even talk about the threats the family have received because we can't even, anyway, I said I wouldn't say anything when we said that part. This family needs justice. That's the end of it. And the justice of the reality to know, because ain't no justice for real. Because no matter what they release and don't release, it's not going to bring back EJ. But what we want to do with EJ's life, again, the formula at the end of it, ain't no closure. But what we would like to get, again, that American police officers and agencies, particularly white ones, from what we do in Birmingham, would define the narrative on how they change the engagement. So that justice, really from EJ's grave, is that another black brother his age don't join him in the graveyard. That's our end goal. That's what it's all about. That these young men, y'all ain't killing us. You 60, I'm 62, you ain't killing, we ain't flying down like flies. But you're killing these young folk. You're killing them. Okay, so that's our end goal. Just stop killing us. Just stop killing this young man with braided hair. Just stop being intimidated because his skin is dark and his hair is braided and maned. Just stop killing him. That's our goal from the old folks like me. Just, damn it, stop killing him. That's justice. That's the only justice. Because you can't give justice to this family. You can't give that son back. He will never be saw again. He is in the grave, gone. This young black man is living. Give him justice. Let him live. You kill EJ, let him live. Every police agency throughout America, from sea to side to sea, from corner to corner, north, east, west, and south, stop killing young black children. Period.
And in closing, we just want to let you all know this will not stop. We're ramping it up, guys. We're planning and prepared to march on Aaliyah this upcoming Monday.
That's right.
Both their Homewood offices and their Montgomery offices. And we got to take wherever they are. Yeah, we are preparing to shut down Aaliyah's offices until they come out and give us information. And also, we want to take the time to thank all of our allies. Everybody that's been with us, that has stood with us, we appreciate everybody. This is literally an entire movement that we're watching unfold right before our eyes. And we got to keep it up because justice is due for EJ and everybody that's been with us. We thank you and we appreciate your patience as we look and seek more justice and demand answers as what happened to our fellow brother, Emantic EJ Bradford Jr.
What's his name?
EJ.
What's his name?
EJ.
What's the cop killer's name? David
Alexander.
What's his name?
David Alexander.
Turn yourself in.
Thank you all.
Thank you so much. All right, y'all. So that was it. Thank you for tuning in. And please go to some of our pages, be a part. Understand that although we may not share all of the planning ahead of time, we will definitely let you know ahead of time what we plan on doing. I want to personally thank all of our allies. I talked about the children in the March 1965, but I didn't talk about how many white people were involved, how many people of other nationalities were involved. And so we just want you all to know that without our allies, we can't do this. We cannot do this without our allies. So we love you, thank you, and thank you for tuning in, all right? Talk to y'all later.